Hello, hello. Gonna have to pull down some serious. Yeah, thank you. Because I was gonna say I'm gonna have to pull down some serious protection on this reading and another one I have in mind, but especially this reading. Yeah. I always have time in my schedule to ridicule Nazis. Always. But that is always worth doing, but the energy's horrendous, and going back and tapping into Hitler and Nazi Germany's energy at any point is gross, vile. But I want to know, because there's so much talk about the occult in Hitler's beliefs in the occult, and then other people swear up and down, no, he was against everything occult-like, and makes good stories. But is it real? I mean, were there occult forces being used by Hitler or the Nazi Party? Were there people being sent to Egypt just for the land or the goodies? Or, were they really looking for religious artifacts and the Thule society and all of that? Alright, so, hello, kitten. How you doing? Yes, we're going back in time. Hey, Adolf, you little toad. So, did you have the occult thing going on? Yeah, Nazi energy is always gross, but I can't quite tell. They were certainly, using the spectacle of ancient Rome, in their rallies and all that grossness. But are we talking magic and ceremonies and psychics? And there's talk that Hitler was using astrologers, and he did well until he stopped. He decided he didn't trust them because he had like 6 of them. He talked to multiple ones, and then as long as they agreed, then he was good. But so no one could turn on him. And other people say, no, that's not true. It just goes on and on and on. So let's look into was the heart of Nazi darkness, was there a cult? Yes, thank you, Aryan race. And yes, Trump does tap into some of that energy, and this is the card of Trump that comes up, of how he sees himself, and wow, that is some impressive hair. Alright, in the past. Definitely using like I said, the Roman style spectacles. So many different things went into the war effort. Base of the reading. Yeah, if you look at history, basically the only reason that Hitler was able to get the power he had was because he would never have reached the heights he did, except that after World War I, the Treaty of Versailles, I believe it was, the penalties against Germany were so painful that it crashed their economy. Inflation was just, there are crazy stories about inflation. I won't go into it here because I could talk for a while, but just, it was so bad. And Hitler was promising, Adolf was promising, the Nazis were promising a beautiful Aryan future for Germany. And people were desperate. Above their reading. Yeah, this doesn't feel occult at all. The energy around this hard work had to do with reclaiming German pride. I'm feeling war, people being rounded up. I'm feeling the power and prestige. Sweetie, you're okay. Just relax. Oof. I'm feeling the power and the prestige that the high-ups in the Nazi hierarchy were enjoying. But it came at, geez, the most painful, awful price. Home environment. Again, it goes back to seeking justice. Hopes and fears. It feels like having, hoping to someday have so much that you can say, no, I have enough, thank you. I've already had 3, I don't need a 4th. What other people see? It feels like a Nazi Aryan race poster. I mean, that's what that feels like. I'm not feeling occult stuff here. But then this is starting to feel like there's a little something there. The Nazi, the SS and Hitler's thugs, goons, hitmen. I could use much worse language, but I won't. At least for a while during the war, they were doing well, but this was like an island of calm and success, and not having to worry over a sea of chaos and fear. But with this came a sense of being better than. This is basically the delusion that came with what success they had, even from when they just got a little bit of success. It would be the 1,000-year Reich. Gosh, I just want to, I just feel want to spit whenever I have to say those words. It was a sense of, we are better than they are. They went from desperation. A lot of them did fight. I mean, Adolf Hitler fought in World War I. And that was ugly. I mean, that was about as ugly as it gets. They had all of this. They went from poverty. They got some success. They drank their own Kool-Aid. And then at that point, in modeling themselves after, with the Roman spectacle and the ancient Germanic superiority, sorta, not really. They drank their own Kool-Aid, and so they started believing. There were some of them who did start believing in more of this sort of thing. So, what about AH himself? Which technically is the initials of a compound word that is something really, really bad that you call someone. So, AH it is. What about he himself? He spent most of his time in front of a mirror. He literally would take pictures of himself, lots and lots of pictures of himself in front of the mirror, posing, being the orator, trying to look more dramatic. Yeah. What I'm feeling from this is this was more that he felt like his power was innate. He didn't have to draw on power from anywhere. It was the state, it was him. All right, so top generals or Thule society, was there occult activity going on in Nazi Germany to benefit the Nazis that was actually helping them achieve what they were after? there was propaganda that said that AH was into the occult because by painting him as something other than Christian, the Allies thought that would be negative. Now, they also said he only had, well, one bit of anatomy when most men have two. You can look that up. Some of it was propaganda. There was some. It came from drinking the Kool-Aid, just getting deeper and deeper and deeper into it. Okay, tell me more about that. Did it really help? Yeah, it's the women of the Thule Society. There were some very beautiful women in the Thule Society. The energy they were drawing in was so negative. They wanted to draw this energy in for the success of Germany. For all it's the fatherland, this is what comes up as the country. But this energy was actually very dark because it was about being superior. It was about hurting other people. They would have said it was Prometheus or Icarus, mankind trying to go up to face the gods. But no, it was more just being a bunch of super jerks. Selfish, self-centered, drinking the Kool-Aid, thinking that a lack of melanin makes you superior. If anything, that energy, it was drawing more negativity toward it. Because that's the thing, you can curse people if you want, but that energy is just going to come right back at you. Those our guides and people on the other side, they want to help us, and they understand that we, down at this level, I mean, we're not completely cut off, but we're so far down that quite often, if you say, okay, well, I'm going to try this, their reaction, your guides often will react by thinking or telling you or sending you the energy, rather, of, okay, that's not what the plan was, but if that's where you need to go, we're going to do what we can to help you. Because they realize that, we're the ones who are down here. Sort of like if we're deep in the sea, and you've got the umbilical cord going up to the ship. The guides are on the ship, but we're the ones in the little tiny submersible, way, way, way down. But you do dumb stuff, you just draw that negative energy toward you. And that's one of the ways that the Allies won. It's because what they were fighting for. And when you have war where you've got someone fighting for their land and family, their homes, and you have someone fighting for their land, their family, their homes, on that level, they're evenly matched. But with Germany fighting for the super racist men and the super racist women, at that level, it tilts the playing field toward people who do want more equality, more freedom. Yeah, plus just all the vile things they were doing in general. But this was why they were doing the vile things. When oftentimes today, when we think about Nazi Germany, if we are unfortunate enough to think about it at all, we think about the result of this mindset. But this here specifically is talking about this mindset, which is what caused all of these problems. But yeah, this doesn't feel like the horrors they inflicted. This feels like the horrors that were inflicted on Germany, because it's all energy. So that's what I'm getting. The white supremacists today, they think it's something to emulate. In reality, it's a cautionary tale about greed, being selfish, self-centered, thinking you're superior, thinking you're above everybody else. You're not. I'm not. The kitty's not. Well, maybe. Maybe just a tiny bit. That was interesting. That was very interesting. All right. Thank you for watching, and thank you so much to my patrons. I'm so grateful. There are good days ahead. And because thank heaven these bad days are gone. We may see echoes of it, but history does echo, but no, it doesn't repeat. So bye-bye, AH. Good riddance. Thank you for watching.